Alright, what's up YouTube? It's Urban Survivor here coming at you with a video about bug out bag electronics. What are you going to need to take with you if you don't plan on coming back home? It's kind of a really important topic, and I feel like a lot of bug out bags kind of glaze over this. For 72 hours, it's a different story. If you think you're only going to be gone for 3 days, you might need less, but you don't know when you're coming back. You might be gone for a week, you might be gone for a month, and you might not ever come back. So this kit is kind of designed to not only include everything that you would need for that 72-hour period, but also give you some sustainability and give you what you need to last almost indefinitely, assuming that there's no failures. But anyways, let's get started. First thing we can talk about is communications, radios. So the first thing I recommend including in all of these kits, this one's a little bit bulky, is basically just your regular emergency radio. It's got a little solar panel up here. It's garbage, by the way. Would definitely use the crank feature unless you're going to be putting this thing out all day to barely get anything. Has a light on it, which is pretty cool. Picks up AM, FM, and the weather alerts, which is pretty nice to have, I think. I do recommend bringing some headphones with you. Helps save on power, and also if you don't want to be heard, it might not be a bad idea. So yeah, this is a great addition. There are a lot smaller options you can go with. Just those, little tiny micro pocket radios will work just fine in most cases. I don't know, some iPods might also be able to pick up the radio as well. So yeah, this is a great thing to have. Next, we can talk about the Baofeng, however you say it, dual band transceiver, so you can both receive and transmit on here. I don't have a license, so I'm not transmitting anything, but you are allowed to receive. It's not breaking the law or anything. So yeah, I recommend keeping a list of your local frequencies on here so you can listen to any emergency services. It might help you get a better idea of what's actually going on than these news sources sometimes can be definitely a bit skeptical at times. So this will let you know exactly what's going on. I'll give you a close-up of this. You can see this pretty nice radio. It's built really well, built like a tank, and a lot of people are really fond of this radio because it's pretty affordable. I got this thing for 40 bucks, and I think it's almost invaluable. Moving on, I do recommend an antenna as well. I think this thing's about 23 feet. I can attach this to the Baofeng or to the regular radio, and this will really increase your range. You'll be able to hear much further. Moving on to the kind of sustainability or prolonged use aspect of this kit. I think it's really important to be able to charge your devices almost indefinitely, because most of you don't want to be carrying around 30 AA's and 30 AAA's. Can get pretty heavy. There's a chance you'll be able to find them along the way, and I would definitely toss in a handful of these batteries into your kit. But you're trying to be lightweight, and carrying this, it's not going to last you forever. This, maybe is a month or two of batteries depending on how you use them. But I really think that there's something to be said for sustainability, which is why most of this kit has recharging capabilities. So let's start with what I'm going to use to generate power. So I have two solar panels here that charge an internal battery. The first one, it's really basic. This is like 11. I got it on sale. It's like I think it was 30 bucks or so. It's not too special. It claims, what does it claim? 6,000 milliamps. I would argue that it's probably closer to 3,000, but you know, that's what you get with cheap electronics. But this is more of a backup to the Sol Pro Helios, which I've done a pretty extensive review on. Put a link to that in the description. As you can see, there's a lot more surface area here of solar panel, and you know, it's a much higher quality. It feels really nice, and yeah, it charges pretty quickly. Actually, this thing, you know, manufacturer says it'll charge it in 4 hours in direct sunlight. We've gotten relatively close to that, but all in all, it's still pretty good, and you know, it's a bit pricey. You can find it online for like $120. It was the lowest price I've seen today, but you know, it's got a really good internal battery. I'd say this is much closer. I think it's 5,400 milliamps, but I'd say this is, you know, if anything, it has more juice in that than what they're claiming, because you can get quite a few charges on this thing, which is really nice. And this is going to be sort of the central hub of my sustainability plan for all my electronic devices. So how I plan to sustain is by using this this USB rechargeable battery charging station. So this has a spot in here. This was actually like, what, 14 bucks online. It was a pretty good deal. So this has spots in here for 4 AA's or 4 AAA's. You can slide this down and squeeze some AAA's in there. Yeah, basically what I would do is connect this via USB to either the Sol Pro or the 11, and I can use that to charge these rechargeable batteries. I keep a supply of AA's and AAA's. I have devices that use both. I haven't been too good about making sure that all my electronic devices require the same batteries, because I find that, you know, I like some things that take AA's, or I like some things that take AAA's, and I like a lot of things that take the CR123s. So I really, you know, I'm not too picky about that. So yeah, this will charge the AA's and the AAA's. This is an awesome little gadget right here. This can charge the CR123s. So I know a lot of you, you know, flashlight fans are not satisfied with the AA or AAA flashlights. I'm certainly not. So I use this to charge these CR123As, which will power my Phoenix PD35. They say that, you know, you're not supposed to use the rechargeable CR123As in the Phoenix, but you know, you're not going to have any problems. The only thing you might notice is you might not be getting quite as many lumens as advertised, and really that's the only issue you might have. You know, my Phoenix is rated for 960 lumens, and you know, I'm lucky, you know, maybe I'm getting 700 lumens, or maybe I'm getting 600 lumens, but still, you know, it's quite a lot of light, and it'll be more than adequate for what I need. Moving on, this is just a basic wall USB charger. You never know if, you know, you're going to actually have any power or not, but this is good to have just in case you do come across a place with power, or you know, if the grid's knocked off, maybe you come across a place with a generator and you're able to plug in. First thing I would do immediately is just start filling these backup batteries up with as much juice as I could squeeze into them. Anytime I have the ability to, I'm going to try and keep as much power reserved as possible and try to keep all of these things as charged as possible, just so that, you know, in case I come across a time when I don't have much juice, I'll be glad that I saved up. Moving on to the types of USBs I have. I basically want to have it all, so I have, you know, this is the fatter mini USB connection, just a USB to USB, a micro USB, of course. In this bag I kind of have a couple mini adapters, so I have, you know, one for the iPhone and one for the backup micro and a backup mini USB charger. You want to be able to charge any device. You don't know if you're going to be with somebody who doesn't have the ability to charge their device. You might have to switch devices for some reason, and you didn't have iPhone cords before, and now you have an iPhone, and all of a sudden you'd be glad that you had the the charging capabilities for that. So yeah, so these are meant to go inside a bug out bag, and one thing that I recommend, I'm not too ridiculous with my preps. I'm trying to be sensible and to plan, for the most likely scenarios. I don't think that a solar flare or an EMP or a nuclear detonation, in my vicinity is terribly likely. I'll be frank. But this is a really cheap option if you want to protect yourself to the most basic level. Now these are my bug out electronics. Even if I was bugging in, I'd still be glad that I did save my most important vital communication and power components inside of these Faraday bags. Now I wasn't going to spend much money on it, and lucky enough I came across a set of like 6 bags or something, and it was like $7. And I've seen videos of people putting their stuff, putting a cell phone in here, and putting it in this bag and then putting it in the microwave and taking the phone out and using it. So these are pretty good at protecting your electronics. So I would definitely recommend getting these bags. It's not too big of an investment. It's really cheap, and I'm gonna toss my radio in here, my Baofeng in here, my USB chargers in here, anything that might be susceptible to being ruined. You might want to toss a spare LED flashlight in there. I'm gonna maybe toss this night core in there. I don't know what effect an EMP might have on some of these, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I do have space in these bags to fit all this stuff in here. I'm not sure if you need to put batteries in there. I don't think you do, but what the hell, I have the space, might as well do it. I don't want to be I'd rather be safe than sorry. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this kit. I'm really curious to hear what you might think, and if you have anything that you might recommend adding. Definitely want to include a list of frequencies for the Baofeng, so you know what's going on in your area if you're not too familiar with the frequencies. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.